What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about SWV and Escape. This is season one, episode one. And child, all I gotta say is, Latasha, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Let's get into it, shall we?
Can't ball in my life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming with a force. Yeah, blessing the reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So the episode starts off where they're pretty much giving the background of SWV and Escape. We all saw from the show that they created previously on Bravo with Escape, really featured on their own. So they talked about the whole situation with Tamika and what she was saying about Candy in the past, how they made up, child. They went on tour together. Then Candy talked about how somebody tried to steal their life story, and that kind of brought them back together. Allegedly, it was Mr. Carlos King, honey. Okay, but yeah. That's out there in the atmosphere. I didn't say that, but it's alleged. That's what happened. But moving on. So they came together when that allegedly was going on. So that brought them together. That's what sparked them to go on tour. Then they did the versus battle with SWV, which created like this whole media campaign around SWV and Escape. What's going on? Escape, when you gonna come back? We really want to see you guys. So they really have a staple fan base and growing because people love their music. So now we're coming up on 30 years of both of the groups being prominent out here. Of course, SWV has more albums because Escape has more issues than the law allow. Okay. From what I've seen in this episode, Latasha has a problem. Like, I don't understand the level of ego that goes on with these people. I did see it. I love me some Candy. I gotta say that. But I did see some ego with Candy as well in the past, like when the Escape show was going on, where she didn't want to be in the group because of certain things. But now I see that Candy was only like that because Latasha was being the way she was acting. And I just feel like with Latasha, you see that Candy and Tiny have been successful. You got to put your pride to the side and make the money. And I love that in the conversation with SWV. I just feel like this show is really going to show them as mentors to Escape on how to grow the hell up. Okay. But let's stay in order. All right. So they give the background story on SWV and Escape, and then they go to a scene where Tiny, Candy, and Tamika meet at the candy factory with Candy. So they talk about, apparently they had done a show in Vegas, and Candy and Tamika got locked out of their dressing room, and Latasha kind of left them high and dry and didn't help them out and letting them go into her dressing room. And something, this is called mountain out of a molehill syndrome. Grow up. All of y'all at y'all big age out here acting like this. Mainly you, Latasha, because this is ridiculous. So of course Tamika and Candy got upset because they felt like, well, dang, you ain't gonna help us out. Apparently she just walked on by them and didn't help them out with the dressing room. They were left high and dry. Tamika was left feeling some type of way because her sister really didn't have her back, kind of thing. And I would be upset too. So there was some text thread going on. Somebody said, something about somebody's behind and blah, blah, blah. If you had, somebody said, kiss my A. And then Tasha said, kiss my A, I guess. And then Tamika was like, if you had an A to kiss. So Tasha says the homegirl was body shaming her. Grow up. That's all I got to say. Grow up, Latasha. Get some therapy. you must have some serious body image issues because that set you off. Girl, get out of here. Girl, get out of here with that. That makes absolutely no sense. So you have this whole grudge with your sister over that. So Candy makes a joke and says, well, I hope y'all can, square this away, because she didn't make a joke at this time, but she was basically like, listen, us going on tour with SWV is an opportunity. That is a huge thing. And y'all know how Candy is with her money, child. She like, listen, we can make a whole lot of money doing this. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and patch it up with your sister. And she did make a joke and say, well, but don't patch it up too good. Well, y'all hating me again, child. And then they all laugh it off, which I'm excited. I think that in the past that would have been a little dig. I think currently it's a slight little dig, and it's true, but I'm glad that they can all laugh about it. And from what I'm seeing, I feel like Tamika really always liked Candy and Tiny for sure, but I think that she was always torn in between the two, because Tasha is her sister. So when Tasha was being a negative Nancy, I feel like Tamika probably felt like she was caught. She's like collateral damage between the two of them. So in the next scene, we see Latasha at her house with her husband, Rocky, and their son, Jamon, or whatever. I don't know if she has any other children, if this may be her only child or whatever. So they're talking about him and school and all this, that, and the third. Rocky, I ain't gonna say what I think about Rocky, but Rocky gives me very shifty. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Jamon asks Latasha, like, Rocky keeps on, glorifying how much money he done spent on Jamon, and how he's living this lifestyle because of him. Rocky and Latasha have egos bigger than their bank accounts, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Both of y'all have some issues. I think Rocky is fueling Latasha's issues. Now, let me say this. Latasha can blow. Sister girl can sing her life away. Okay, she can really, really blow. But ma'am, I'm gonna say this. Didn't nobody come to see you, Otis? Okay? Didn't nobody come to see you, Otis? Good luck on your solo career, because that's what it seems like. Every time y'all get back together, you keep trying to push this solo thing, and it hasn't worked out for you. It's not in the cards for you. Okay, when you try to be you're going about it in a negative way. Why can't you do something solo and do the group thing? That would probably help you to sell whatever you're doing solo. And mind you, nobody yeah, you got a nice strong voice for gospel if that's what you want to do, but ma'am, nobody want to see you in that light. We want to see you in Xscape. We don't want to see you by yourself. We want to see you in Xscape. Nobody wants to see you by yourself. And the minute that you get that through your thick head, your body isn't thick anymore. That's rather thin. Kudos to you. But you need your head is still thick. Okay. But moving on. So, I guess they just want to introduce her family, child. All right, we see your kid and your husband, your egotistical husband. I see why y'all together. Moving on. So SWV in the next scene, they are practicing and performing some music. The manager sits down with them and says, hey, you guys sound really, really good. What about this whole deal with this going on tour with Xscape? So they're talking about how this will be an amazing thing. They recap the verses and how everybody really thought that was amazing, and how them coming together was like it created so much buzz. So they want to get together and talk about the possibility of going on tour, which I think would be an amazing idea. I think that unfortunately, when you get women together, it's always a problem, which is really sad. And it shows, because in the next scene, they have all the ladies come together at a restaurant. And let me tell you, I love Lily. She is so realistic, very tell it like it is. I'm not about to BS you. Like, let me say it to you straight. Okay. And I love Lily. I love that about Lily. Even when SWV had their own show on WeTV, I believe I used to watch that show. Lily was always the one that she was going to provide the comedic relief. right? She was hilarious, but also realistic. Okay. And I love how she put it together where they all come, all the ladies, I'm jumping ahead. All the ladies come in and they sit down and they're talking about the possibility of the tour, how everything would look. You know, I love Tamika's idea of, not knowing who's going to come out and them collaborating and whatnot and doing the songs. And I was just like, that would be so dope. Like, where do I sign up to buy a ticket for this? Like right now, I would go to that show to see both of them, like right now. So they're talking about it. Everybody's excited. Then they get to Latasha and ask her how she feels. And she's like, well, I don't really know if I want to do it because, we have some things going on in the group that we need to sort out. First of all, girl, shut the up. Why would you say that in front of everybody? How unprofessional of you. You sound like a really spoiled brat. Grow up, sis. Like, seriously, Latasha, you need to grow up. For real. This whole nasty negative you talking about, you said when you were in your, the energy, I'm not even vibing with my family right now, and then over somebody saying something about you not having a butt. If you don't go lay on Dr. Miami's table like the rest of the people in your group except Candy, girl, stop it. Get a reference and stop playing, or do some squats and pray. Or better yet, be happy with who you are. Because baby, okay, y'all don't see me standing up a lot. But if you go to my Instagram, Shay Renee Health and Wellness, or Shay Renee Online, guess what? Homegirl is not stacking it and back it up, all the back here. And I'm okay with that. But Tasha, if you're not okay with that, get some therapy to make yourself okay with that. Don't put it over everybody else's head because you ain't dragging that wagon. Girl, who cares? You are blocking your blessing from making a life-changing amount of money. And money is not everything, granted. It's not. But you seem to crave attention and notoriety. You will get that as well. The problem is you don't want to share it. That prideful, haughty spirit is going to get you every single time. And I love how SWV brought it all home. They did flashbacks of how they were together. They broke up. Coco went solo. And guess what? Coco swallowed a hard, bitter pill. Her ego took her out. She went out here to going solo, and child, ain't nobody care about Coco by her damn self. Didn't nobody come to see her Otis either. She learned a very valuable, hard lesson. And guess what? She been taking her ass on tour with her group since 2012. And they are now in 2023 still making money, doing 50 to 100 shows a year. Killing it. So they are better as SWV than Coco, Taj, and Lily individually separate. She realized that. She has moved on. You need to realize that on your own. And hopefully, Tasha, by the time you get your mind wrapped around not being an idiot, hopefully they'll accept you back in the group, because quiet as it's kept and loud as I'm going to say it, they really don't need you because your sister can blow. Okay? Now, before, when it was you, your sister, and Tiny, y'all needed Candy. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Candy brings it all together. She is that missing ingredient that's always going to make sure everything tastes good. Candy has the popularity. Candy has the vision. She has the mindset, the business acumen. She's going to make it happen. Her and Tiny. You need them. Tamika can blow. She really can. Both of y'all are some sisters that are blessed with some amazing voices. And so they really don't need you and your big ego. You got a big ego. Let it go. Okay. So Lily made a very, very good, valid point. She said, we just got to grow up. Basically, talking to Latasha, telling her, girl, grow up. We realize that we are better together than apart. Heck, we about to go to South Africa tomorrow and do a show. And they were talking about in their confessionals how that was a 6-figure project. Somebody paid them to come to South Africa. Very rich person, by the way, to be doing that. Put them on a private jet to come over there and do a private show for them. And they came right and, stayed in South Africa and came on back. So Xscape, if you don't want to do this show with us, we don't, because Khadijah don't need you. Okay. SWV is doing just fine. Coco even said, listen, there's times that we don't F with each other. But we don't let that get in the way of the business. And that's the problem with Xscape. Latasha is the negative link that allows personal stupidity to get in the way of them progressing and making money. And it's really silly. It's stupid. It's really, really stupid. So I really could appreciate it, that lunch, because even Taj was saying, well, what is your problem, Latasha? Like, why you sitting over here looking like, you really not into it? Like, what can we do to help you feel comfortable? And even Tiny was like, well, we'll talk about all that stuff offline, but and then we'll get into the tour. And Tasha was like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna listen. That's just the thing. Like, we can talk about it, but I don't even know if I really want to do it. Listen, y'all do what y'all got to do. Because all the level of convincing that she's going to need, that's a personality trait. Latasha just gives me a person that just thrives off of negativity. She wants everybody to kiss the ring around her. And girl, the ring is not even big enough. You haven't even put enough into the ring to make it shine for me to want to kiss it. You need more people. You need more people, ma'am. Stop. In one episode, we see who the weakest link is that thinks that they are most triumphant over everybody else. And she probably the brokest one too. Because in the next scene, I believe, or even before this, Tamika was shown with her husband. Child, she calls him executive protection. Child, he is security. Okay. Now for high profile people, yes, but he is security. All right. So they have 3 daughters together. So I loved seeing her and her husband. And I love Tamika is so cute. She really, really loves her husband. She was all over this man in the camera. Okay. So we get insight into Tamika's family. And then of course, in the scene after that, we see Candy with Blaze and Ace and Todd. And Todd is handsome. Okay. Todd and Candy are cute little, that is some black love. I love it, love it, love it. I love seeing them together. And I know Todd probably looks at Candy's old stuff from when she was in Xscape back in the day and like, that's my girl, that's my woman. So anyway, moving on, I digress. I just love seeing their little family element. They're making pizzas together and she's talking about the group and the possibility of going on tour with SWV. And Todd is basically saying the same thing. Like, y'all need to go to therapy or something. Y'all need to get it together because at this point, it's time to just move on. Let's move on, work the business out, and all y'all emotional stuff, just leave that to the side. And I feel like you should be able to do that. Sing the songs and go home. Y'all don't got to be besties. Do you think I like everybody I work with? No, the hell I don't. But do I go to work and do my job every day and do it damn well? Absolutely. Yes, I do. Do I collect my check every 2 weeks because I've worked for it? I absolutely do. So y'all need to learn how to do that because this is just getting ridiculous. So in the last scene, we see Latasha and Tamika go over to their mom's house and they call their mother Mama G. Now, Tamika brings Ocean with her and she's having some, anxiety about going over there because Mama G apparently is always taking Latasha's side. And Latasha is the favorite child, apparently. And I saw that right off the bat when they got there, because Tamika comes in, Latasha comes in, she's talking to Mama G, and Mama G is just basically like, you guys need to talk, and hopefully we can get some resolve today, blah, blah, blah. So Tamika comes in, and they're explaining what happened and talking about this text message about somebody saying somebody ain't got no butt and da 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 da, and she thinking that's body shaming. Instead of the mother really, usually mothers have good enough intuition to look right into their children's BS. Because if those were my daughters and I heard that, I'm like, wait, girl, you mad at her over saying what? Get out my house, both of y'all, because y'all are stupid. And don't come back until y'all get it together, because this right here is stupid. And I would have talked to both of them. So Tamika proceeds to reenact how Latasha was acting when apparently she walked by them and acted like she didn't see them, or whatever the case may be, when they got locked out of their dressing room. And Mama G utters behind Tamika's back that she's jealous. She says she's jealous, saying that Tamika is jealous of Latasha. Boom. The mama is the problem. That right there. The mama is the problem. She is perpetuating all of this negativity amongst her daughters. That is sick. Where is Iyanla? I need her to come on. I need her to come on and help these people, because this right here is absolutely insane. Like, why would the mother do that? It's giving Latasha must be putting some money in mama's pockets, and not enough, because that wig she had on was bad. Mama must still be working a little bit, and she ain't getting paid as much. So Latasha goes on and on. They're going back and forth, back and forth. She's trying to defend herself. The mother is not listening to Tamika. Then Tamika starts talking about Tasha stealing her money. So apparently Tiny's mother told Tamika about a royalty that they were getting. So in a nutshell, she realized that there was in total about $30,000 in checks and revenue that was received by Tasha in her name. So Tasha was basically taking Tamika's royalties and cashing them. And she tracked it back to Rocky, Tasha's husband, cashing the checks. So she basically was like, girl, you want me to send you to jail? You can still go to jail because you stole from me. And mama, you know she stole from me. In my opinion,
I don't know how to respond to that.
Child, my watch be talking to me. I ain't asked her nothing. In my opinion, Tasha was getting that money, and she must have been breaking off Mama G the way Mama G is over here acting, because Mama G is really she ain't acting like a mama should. Okay, she is not neutral. She is not helpful. She is not creating any peace between these two women, and this is sad. And I really hate that Ocean has to be here to witness all of this foolishness between her mother and her aunt. It's really, really sad. I just, like, unbelievable. Tasha, get yourself together, because you're doing too much. I can see right here with this dynamic that Tamika is really, she feels isolated, like her mother is against her. She feel like she got to kiss the ring with her sister to have a relationship with her. Tasha is negative, just gives off all this negative energy. She's a sour puss. Okay, if ain't nobody kissing her ass, she don't want to be a part of it. And it's like, girl, who are you? Who do you think you are? She has a lot of built up she has a lot of insecurities. She keeps on thinking of herself as the thick girl in the group from the past or whatever. Girl, you have lost the weight. Lose the ego. Now that the pounds are gone, shed the ego too. And I am so excited to see how this all plays out. If anything, I'm just happy to relive the music through the people and see how all of this goes, because I actually enjoy SWV and Xscape as groups as a whole. Like, if Candy, Tamika, and Tiny go on tour together, will it be amazing? Yes. But would I love to see all four of them? Absolutely. I think that they are all better together than apart. I really honestly do. And I think in their heart of hearts, they all know that. They know that they're better together. Latasha, I saw Color Me Pink did a video. Latasha released her gospel debut. She was doing a countdown to the release of her video up until the show aired, right? She only got 52,000 views on the video in 3 days. That should tell you you've made a mistake. And you need to, wherever you need to go to get on this tour with SWV and Xscape, you need to go ahead and hop on that midnight train to Georgia to get your life together. And that's all, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this with us too. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I come back on to do another video. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.